Hey, my roommate isn't here, so I think she's out doing homework or whatever. I had a class this morning, and then I came back, ate a little, and then went to bed. And I will never be able to do like night driving while I'm in school. So, yeah. I need to double check and ask and make sure that I'm not driving like next week like that. Because it screws up my sleep schedule. And then tomorrow, I actually have a class at 11. So, yeah, and I think my period just started. So, yeah. Yay, and I need to take a shower too. So, yeah. Let's see what I can do. Drink a lot of water. Oh, and I realized that my roommate likes to manipulate people through lies and such. I don't think she expected at some points for me to turn her own words back against her. I've been avoiding her swimmingly for the past few days. It's kind of nice. Yeah. All right. Anyways, what was I about to say? What was it? I heard a joke recently. Basically, let's see. What was it? Man and woman are together. They're in a relationship, and the woman is basically beaten to death by his appendants. So yeah, I heard that. I was like, okay. Dark sexual humor. Yeah. At least they both died happy. Or she died happy. It was probably, yeah. Whenever I read this story, it was basically a lady, she was overweight. And, oh, yeah, I need to tell you this other joke too. This lady, she was overweight. And basically, he was performing oral sex on her. And then at one point during oral sex, she basically squeezed him to death. And people made comments. At least he died happy. So yeah, I thought that was interesting. Let's see. So there's that. This can go in here. There we go. Making sure that I stay warm. So we're supposed to wear black pants. So what I'm doing is basically I have pants underneath the black pants because the black pants thankfully are loose enough. So yay. What else was there? There we go. There's this other joke I saw. This lady, she had a gym crush, and what she ended up doing was that she decided to flirt with him. So, what is that she goes up to him and on his forehead goes ahead and wipes down his forehead because you're supposed to wipe down the exercise equipment, and like he's doing some kind of exercises. I think push-ups or something, and then she comes over, wipes his forehead. And he's like, what in the world? And she's like, sorry, I was told to make sure I always wipe down my seat before I sit on it. So what he does is that he immediately lays down on his back so that she can sit on his face. I'm 90% sure it was all for the video, so yeah. What was another joke I saw? Yeah, those are the two main ones. So yay. I think I'm gonna wear these until it's time to go to work. Let's see, what else do I need to wear? New underwear. Definitely. I'm so glad that I have another shirt. Another shirt for basically nightgown. I only have two, and usually I layer up. So now I have another shirt. So, okay. Now I have another shirt, so that way whenever I get a chance, I can layer them up. And I think from now on, whenever I'm offered another shirt, I'll get like the largest one that they have. Because I already have so many shirts, and I don't wear them all due to like I'm at work and such. So yeah. What else is there? Yeah, so we were in Logic today. It was actually, I was uploading one of my videos, and what was this at? One of my friends, I ended up sitting next to her because I found out she was in class. I was like, hey, a friend of mine is here. And she was like, oh, what are you doing? I was like, and she was like, oh, it's a vlog. I was like, yeah. And I was like, the most I get is about 1,000 views or so. And so yeah, she's like, yeah, that's quite a lot. I was like, kind of. Because if I think about the fact that there's like 7 billion people in the world, like 1,000 really isn't a lot. And I was like, yeah, I've had some people, they make comments and they're from like, this state or that state. I'm not sure if I told her I was like, had some videos or had some viewers over in other countries, but yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm over like in over there. And she was like, still it feels, I guess she still felt as though it was a lot. It's like, yeah, I guess so. So yeah, at least she thinks it's cool. I'm just like, it's something. So yeah. But yeah, basically once I got back from class, I ate and then I took a nap, and it was a nice long nap. And yeah, I also sent some videos to you in case you're interested in some of the stuff that I've been watching. Nothing in my watch layer list. I should watch some of the stuff in my watch layer list because I have so many videos. Like so many videos, like close to 400, I think. So, yeah. Let's see, what else do I need? So I have pizza, and I also have some African. I should eat the African. So, yeah. What else is there? I have... Turns out I don't have... Where's my other... Where did I place my other perfume? There it is. So I have not 3 perfumes. I actually have 4. I found this in my drawer, and I was like, you've got to be... Yeah, I got 2 for Christmas, and then 2, like, this one, and then there's a green one. I'm not sure where the green one is at. And I have this one. And then I have 1, 2, 3. That's 3. Where's the 4th one? I think the 4th one is actually in the car. I found that if you leave it in the car, it ends up expanding. So like this one can't really stand up because the heat ended up expanding. So it's supposed to be straight. And yeah, it's like it's supposed to be flat at the bottom. Yeah, no, it's not anymore. So yeah, I have a perfume. So I'll be wearing perfume. Maybe I should use the one that's no longer straight because I only have a little bit left. No. Yes. Okay. What else is there? I think that's really... Oh, conditioner. Right. I need to grab some conditioner. So, I had those little bottles of conditioner, so I... Let's see. It's down there. Let's see. I hope that everyone's doing well, your family, and then also yourself. So, yeah. I have little bottles of conditioner in this bag. There we go. And I also have some more lotion / hand cream. I have now 5 lotion. So hand cream, regular lotion, anti-aging cream, lotion. And I've been using this one and this one because like I actually have to use eczema care for that one. But yeah, this one because it's strictly anti-aging. And then the other large bottle for my legs and arms. So why not? Okay, I have 3 toothbrushes and a bunch of, oh yes, I forgot I had this bag. So what is that with this, what I will end up doing is basically I have fingernail file and it's pretty much worn, so I'm going to use this other one. But yeah, so Logic was good. He mentioned about, yeah, usually in Logic they actually use symbols for meaning like the basics. So it's like, you know, the plus and minus signs that we use in math. Or like periods, exclamation points, commas, things like that we use in English. So basically, it's still have a little bit of chocolate. I highly recommend this, especially if you like the smell of vanilla. But yeah, so I'm going to see if I can find this thing. Okay, here we go. And then I can throw this one out. Does it still work? Is there some life in it still? There is still some life in it. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, so he was talking about the ampersand. He's like, you know this thing, and he tried to do it, and then he like sort of scribbled it out, and I was like, yeah. He mentioned, you know, that thing. So he tried to do it. I was like, I can do it, and he's like, okay, come up here and do it. And so he handed me the marker, and I tried to do it, and my mind just went blank, and I was like, I need to do it on a piece of paper. So what I ended up having to do is do like Tom and so I did the ampersand stand at that ampersand at that point, and then whenever I did that, then he used that as an example, and yeah, basically to let us know, okay, so in Logic, instead of doing the ampersand, we're gonna do this other symbol. So it's like, okay, cool. So yeah, and then also he's been explaining like an argument is only valid if it has or is only able to continue, or like people can argue using that argument, or like they can say whether it's true or not based upon if it's valid. So basically if it's valid, that means it's true. It's like a true statement. So I'm like, oh, interesting. And then also it has to have soundness in the argument too. So I think my roommate, like, she's smart enough, she's book smart enough to make A's, but she's basically a pathological liar. And I wonder what that is. I bet it's a pimple. But yeah, she's also a pathological liar. So at one point, I think she does it just for attention or just to go along with whatever people are saying. Um, the teacher asked us a question at one point. I can't remember what it was, and she was sitting in the front row, and like he asked us about it, and one of us, and she went ahead and was like, "Yeah, it's true," and then everybody else in the class was like, "No." We're like, "No, it's not. It's definitely not true." So yeah, it was. It's like, well, now I know what kind of more of. Well, I've kind of sort of always known it. It's like she goes around with or goes along with stuff based upon if she feels like what kind of vibe you're giving off. And I guess she thought, oh yeah, I'm constantly not lying. No, ma'am. Or like her trying to make a point using only invalid arguments or basically just full of lies. It lacks soundness. And soundness is basically, I guess, something that carries weight of the truth. Something that basically that does not carry the weight of truth, basically. So it makes it valid. Actually, so it makes sense as he's talking about it, but then later on, I'm like thinking about it, and I'm like, or no, it doesn't always make sense while he's talking about it, and I'm just like, I don't get it. Seriously, I'm like, am I just that old? I mean, because, my age, and it's just taking me a while for it to click, or what? Like, I don't get it. So I'm just like, this is somewhat frustrating. I'm just going to cut my fingernails. I need to anyways for this job. There we go. Here you go. Okay. Make my nails shorter so that way, like, they don't irritate me, hopefully. Also, like, yeah. Anyways, what else? So he mentioned about ampersand, and you know that little dot that's sometimes used for multiplication. We'll be using that. And then for an argument that we think is true, instead of putting the letter T next to, we'll put the letter T. And an argument that's false, we'll put the letter, instead of the F, we go ahead and do a negative. So it's like, yay. So, yeah. And now I know if somebody is not saying something true, I guess go ahead, like, totally false, made up, go ahead and pull out articles about it. And that show that is not true. Here we go. So yeah, logic. And then my next class, I have one class tomorrow. Honestly, I would have to say, compared to some of the other courses that I've taken, like this one is actually, or some of the other semesters I've taken, where it's like things are back to back, and then I have like other stuff going on. This one I would have to say is very chill. Like even the homework. Oh, so I'm taking marriage and family, and she's like, no, I do not accept like homework. And it's like, okay, so make sure I'm on top of it. But she only opens it up Thursday through Sunday. And I'm like, I really wish she opened it up like Monday through Sunday. And then that way it's like a person has more time to complete it. So yeah. There we go. But yeah, I talked to, what was it? Oh yeah, while I was talking to the lady, the drama teacher, I was like, I can act. I know I can. And so she mentioned that basically I'll be auditioning for the parts. You know, she has us all go over a few scenes basically. And basically during it, while going over scenes, there we go. She will have us, so she'll have us go over different scenes, and then with a partner, from what I understand. And so, yeah, it should be interesting. I'm going to ask the teacher, did you want me to vibe off of the other person? Or, yeah, basically I'm going to ask her, do you want me to vibe off of this other person, like whatever energy they give, I go ahead and give back? Or do you want me to go ahead and like do my own kind of, I guess, energy almost? So, because I don't know, like she's going to have us in pairs. Now, if it was like the teacher, because she can act, I've seen her act, she was incredible. It's like, yeah, sure, I'll totally do that. But like, there we go. There we go. I could easily, so yeah, if it was the teacher, I could easily vibe off of her. But considering that it's not the teacher, I'm just like, shoot. Wonder what I'm gonna do. So yeah. But I think it'll be fun overall. Just being able to do it and such. So yeah. I think it'll be fun. From what I understand, a lot of the people who have been in the theater for the past couple of years, they're graduating. So yeah, should be interesting. Especially come next semester during the fall semester, basically with a new group of people, and basically how it will be. So yeah, here we go. So smoother. There we go. Also, I think because basically my managers are clocking me out before, like basically they'll finish up bagging up the mail and they'll immediately clock me out. And basically what it does is that it increases or it makes their payroll look better, but at the same time, like it docks my pay. And so what I think I'll do is that I'll talk to the managers individually, like, hey, please stop doing this, in a, nice way. And if they don't listen, I'm basically going to put in my 2-week notice. Because it's like, dude, like you're doing this too because it helps your payroll look better, and you enjoy working with all the other people. That's fine. We can go ahead and definitely help make the payroll look a lot better. Like I'm gone. There's other jobs who aren't as horrible, basically. Hey, I do have all this. Okay, cool. who are a little bit more ethnical, and who I should not have to worry about people being... Is this shampoo? It's conditioner. Oh, it says infused with citrus, nutmeg, and ginger essential oils. It doesn't smell as good as it sounds. It smells like nutmeg and ginger, and not the positive ginger, but like, yeah, does not smell as good. Okay, there we go. Also, I went ahead and put in a request for the bathrooms to be fixed, and they somewhat fixed them. So, for example, this is also conditioner. They went ahead and... So I have to do 3 things of conditioner. Okay, good. They went to... And I say somewhat because they went ahead and fixed the... What's that? Toilet to a certain degree. They changed out the shower heads. So now the water pressure coming from the shower heads is a lot better, which is wonderful. So now it actually works. And then they actually... So they have that. What else do they have? The toilets. I need to go ahead and put in another request because one of the toilets still takes, like before, it was like, it feels like 2 minutes and it's still flushing. It's still doing like 20 seconds per flush. And then, so I'm going to basically like put in another request for that because I'm like, come on. Like, it should not take 20 seconds or more to go ahead and constantly flush. And it's not that the stuff isn't going down. It's just that you flush it and it swirls and swirls and swirls. And so, yeah, there's that. And then I need to do a load of laundry tonight. I'll put it in while I'm, like, after I take a shower, I'll put it in, while I'm going to eat. So yeah, that way I can enjoy that. So yeah, I wonder what they have tonight. Sometimes it's online or like on the boards, and then sometimes it's like it's really funny, kind of. Sometimes it's on the boards, and sometimes you look at it and it's like breakfast food. Oh no, sorry. The food that you have to eat is breakfast food, and then you go and look at the board and it's like pork chop or mashed potatoes, gravy, things like that. And I'm like, that's not right. Like, at all. That's not right at all. So yeah. Also, for whatever reason, the kitchen staff and such, they were petty for a while, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, just accept rebuke and correction and then move on. And so, yeah, I'm just like, you guys, this is weird. I don't know if they've stopped. I know they've stopped with me, because before they were like that. And I'm like, yeah, you guys shouldn't be like this at all. Like, what's going on? So yeah, they've since like chilled out, which I'm happy for. So yeah. What else was there? I think, yeah, it was really weird. I'm just like, yeah, no, this is like the state. You guys shouldn't be petty. And so I'm like, all right, we're going to go ahead and cut that off. And so since then, they haven't been petty with me, thankfully. So yeah, for a little while they were, and it's like, okay, let's wait and see. So yeah, but yeah, I'm going to talk to the managers, I guess, this week and see if it improves by next week, because it shouldn't take too long. Word of mouth with the managers does travel fast. So yeah, we'll see about next week. And then if they're not by next week, I'm going to start looking for another job. And yeah, and see, I'm going to get a retail or maybe something at a grocery store, not Walmart. Definitely not Walmart, but grocery store. I'm also going to have to see if I can leave like an hour early, because the reason why is because my vehicle basically likes to go wonky. So what I'm going to do is basically I'm going to sit in the car and start the vehicle. And then after I start the vehicle, just let it sit and run until it dies, because it usually does that at least once. Oh, I need to call mechanics. What's today? Okay, I can call mechanics tomorrow because I have some time before class and after class. I should have done that earlier, like drop my vehicle off. I might be able to do that on Monday also, because it's a holiday, but it's a federal holiday. So it wouldn't be a holiday for mechanics. I need to call mechanics between now and then. And so that way, maybe I can drop it off by Sunday night. And then maybe it'll be available by like Tuesday or something. That'll be good. Especially, so Tuesday, I'll be at work for a little while. So yeah, I hope everything goes well. So yeah. Anyways, I will talk to you later. I will attempt to do a video after I get off work, as I may do it in my car before I even start the vehicle, because I know the last time I was driving my vehicle, I was stressed, and I was like, I don't want to think about like trying to make a video while doing this. I want to go ahead and focus strictly on trying to make sure that I'm okay. And so if anything does happen, I can focus on getting it done. So yeah, I'm gonna do that and attempt to do a video. It breaks. I want to attempt to do a video beforehand, basically, and then whenever I get here, I'll go ahead and post the video. So yeah, I'll have to share with you some of the logical arguments. He gave us examples, and silly me did not write down the examples. I wrote down the definitions. And yeah, somebody else was like, it's not clicking. And he's like, yeah, you need to do it, like just constantly look at it and it'll make sense. And then also, he also posted up videos that kind of explain it too. So it's like one of those things where it's like some things in math, they just don't click. Ooh, itchy. Where in math, it just doesn't seem to click. And then like looking at it long enough and hard enough, it like clicks. So I'm hoping it's just one of those. Also, same with English and such. It could be also that I don't think I've conditioned my mind to like really, not reason, but like really work at stuff. And because of that, it's a little bit more difficult for me. So yeah. And then also, whenever I get a chance to take those two books, or at least the top book, and post all the stickers and like, you get like a flyer or something of something that you've been to. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to basically post all of that into those books. And then whether it's tape, maybe staples, but definitely tape. I don't have a stapler. And then see basically some way of keeping it, preserving it a little bit longer, instead of having papers all over the house, because it's like, oh, they're in this box and they're in that box and they're in that box, and it's like, you know what, I really need to like just place them in all in one space, and then get rid of stuff that I don't use, that I've never been to, that was like, this is interesting. So yeah, anyways, I will talk to you later. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Let me know if there's anything else you want to talk about, and yeah, I should be able to respond before I leave. So yeah, because I'll try and also do a video before I leave tonight. I'll try to remember also. So yeah. But anyways, bye. I love you.